Good morning and welcome to In Shape Fitness. I'm Kim Watkins and this is your muscle maintenance workout for Thursday, June 13th. It's level 4, which means you are going to work pretty hard today. Let's get right into it. So kick off your shoes, stand up really straight. Give me a really good postural systems check. Super important to understand the nuances of the isometric contractions in your body that you can do as you start a workout, just to be fully aware of all of your muscles and to use them the most effectively during the routine. So stand up really tall, make sure your ears are over your shoulders, your chest is open, so lift your chest up and through your rib cage as you breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Contract those tummy muscles, squeeze your leg muscles, just kind of all of those muscles. Don't lock your knees, but really focus on the tightness of your leg muscles. Now you're going to swim, sort of pretend that you're swimming, freestyle, like you're an Olympian in the next Olympics. I don't even know where that is, but just keep your feet together. They should be touching, and let's go for 30 seconds swimming through the air, cupping your hand like you're going to cup the water in the water, and making giant circles through the shoulder. Really focus on elongating your arms as you lift up and around, and breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Squeeze those tummy muscles and do some Kegels while you're at it. Always a good opportunity to do Kegels is when your body isn't moving, right? It's one of the really coolest thing about that isometric contraction you can do in your pelvic floor. Okay, now I want you to march in place. So start swinging your arms forward and back, lifting your knees up, one knee, then the other. So it's kind of a slow lift of your knees because I want you to have to focus on balancing on your foot for a slightly longer period of time. If you're just lifting your knees sort of passively up and up and up, which I see all the time, you really want to slow it down. Press into the floor with the standing foot. You've got about 10 more seconds, and then we're going to start the first official set. All right, so we're going to be doing the same 6 moves that we've been doing all week. It's an added level of difficulty for each of the moves, and we'll do 2 sets. This is the instructional set. The first move is a squat with a forward kick. So start with your feet planted, shoulder width apart. Make sure your back is straight, tuck in your tailbone, and you're going to, make sure your pinky toes and heels are in line with your, in terms of your feet. So you want straight feet. You're going to sit down and back into your imaginary chair. Don't let your knees go past the tips of your toes, and pause at the bottom here while I explain what to do next. As you come up, you're squeezing your glutes, your weight is in your heels and you're pressing into the floor with your heels, but you're going to lift up with the left knee, kick out the left foot, then bend that knee and put it back down on the floor in the same spot as you go back into the second squat. Really, so you're not stopping and starting each squat. They're all running into one another. Okay, let's start the 30 seconds now. Good. So you're just alternating legs. And when you lift up and you kick out your foot, make sure that foot is flexed. It's kind of like a kickboxer is going to kick through a door or kick a person. The contact point is the heel, not your toes. So really focus on that flex. You'll also feel the activation of the back of your leg if you do it the right way. You can lift your arms up if you want to get your heart rate up a little bit more. 5 more seconds. With squats and forward kicks, I always just keep my hands kind of out in front of my body, not really like focused on a forward kick sort of position in defense like I do sometimes. Okay, we're going to move on now to the next move, which is going to be a curtsy lunge. All right, that means you're going to take a big step out and to the left with the right leg. Bend both knees to 90 degrees. Pretend you're curtsying the queen. Then push off with that right leg, go back to start, and then repeat with the left side. All right, let's start the 30 seconds. Now, remember to keep your back straight. Do not bend over at your waist, right? Keep the muscles engaged in terms of your tummy, and you are about 10 seconds in. So make sure you are taking your time, but moving dynamically, and make sure that you pause at the bottom for a moment and then refocus, right? Your motion forward is not the same as the motion on the way back. So absorb that. take your time. Like as you come back up, you're going to pause, you're going to rethink, you recalibrate your brain, and then you push off with those toes and go back to your starting point. You've got 5 more seconds, by the way. We're going to do some power jacks next. Are you ready to get the heart rate up? Okay. All right. So now these are power jacks, which means it is a jumping jack on steroids. It is a jumping jack on crack. You are jumping out super fast instead of out, in, out, in. It's out, in, out, in, out, in. Your arms aren't going to touch at the top, so bend your arms a little bit so that you get a little more power, and go. Landing lightly on the balls of your feet, keeping that bend in your knee for shock absorption the entire time. Very good. Your heart rate should get up nice and active. Now you're 10 seconds in. You're going to feel great after this, and we're going to go down to the floor for the next move, which is a bird dog crunch. And we're coming up here on the last 10 seconds, so keep it going. Keep breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Keep those tummy muscles engaged. Your back is straight. 3 seconds. 2, 1. Now down on the floor for me. Make sure that your hands are directly underneath your shoulders, and make sure that your hips are in line with your knees. Okay, now extend the right arm out forward with your palm facing your head, and your left leg goes back with your toes pointed. Now neutralize your body. What we're going to do is an upside down crunch. Basically, you're going to bring your knee to your elbow, right? The left elbow to the right knee, up underneath your body. Squeeze and then stretch for 15 seconds. All right, go ahead and get started. Good. Move with control, but move dynamically. So you're squeezing, then you are actively stretching out. 5 more seconds. Now switch to the left arm and the right leg. Let's do 15 more seconds on this side. All right, ready, set, go. Nice. Squeeze and stretch. 5 seconds. Nice. Good, good, good. Okay. Now, let's do, what are we doing? A ceiling stomp now. All right, so let's work those butt muscles and your hamstrings a little bit. All right, so stabilize your weight. We're going to do one leg for this segment, and we'll do the other leg for the other set, right? So what you're going to do right now is I want you to stabilize your weight on your right leg, your right knee, right? Your left leg, I want you to lift up towards your, well, you're going to make a right angle with your leg. Your foot is going to, the sole of your foot is going to face the ceiling, and you're going to, and it's a tiny movement, it's a micro movement, but you're going to pulse up and down with your knee as though you're trying to stomp the ceiling. All right, let's go for 30 seconds. Move with complete control. It's not important that you get a certain number of repetitions in. You're just stomping and then lowering, stomping and then lowering. And you are controlling both the upward movement and the pull down movement. And the knee doesn't go, because it doesn't return to start, right? Each time it's just going to be level with your body, and you're just pushing up like 3 or 4 inches. Nice. Keep breathing. One move after this, we're going to do a plank with a corkscrew coming up in 3 seconds. Okay, put your knee back down on the floor now and lower your body to your forearms. Make sure that your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. You know, I sound like a broken record. I am a broken record. I should go for Halloween as a broken record, because I really say the same things over and over again. So make sure those elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Walk your feet back and keep your butt down. Now what I want you to do for this plank, you're going to corkscrew your hips, right? Lower the left hip, then the right hip, and keep going. Time starts now. Start out slowly so that you get a sense of what this feels like. Really kind of embrace the idea that you're a student of this practice. You don't necessarily know exactly what to do every single time, which is why you're listening to me. So focus on moving slowly at the beginning. Now you're 15 seconds in. Start moving a little bit faster. That's it. And we're down to the last 10 seconds. Bang it out here. Good. I'll count you down here from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice work. Now stand on up. That was the first set. You've done a great job. Take a sip of water. I hope you'll stay with me for the other set. It's the flow set. So I know we've moved fairly slowly through the first set here. We're going to move super fast through the second set. No time between each of the moves, so your heart rate's going to come up with that squat and the forward kicks. And then we're going to go right into the curtsy lunge and then the power jacks. Are you ready? Plant your feet, shoulder width apart, pinky toes and heels in line. In 3 seconds, we're starting. 2, 1, and go. Squat with the forward kick. Remember, you're lifting the knee up, then you are kicking out the foot, then you're bending the knee, then you're putting the foot right back down in the same place it started and alternating. Keep the foot flexed. Keep your back straight and keep your abs engaged the entire time. Of course, inhale on your way down. Exhale as you lift back up. You've got 10 seconds. You're doing great. Finish the one that you're on. 3, 2, 1, and curtsy. Hands on your hips or out to the sides. Big step forward into the left with the right leg, then back, and then big step forward and right with the left leg, and back. Back is straight, abs are engaged. Keep your head high, keep your chest lifted. I like your hands on your hips because that kind of also forces you to open up your chest. Keep that chest open. Okay, now it's time for power jacks. Are you ready? 3, 2, and go. Power jacks. 30 seconds. Stay light on those feet, landing on the balls of your feet. Hopefully no shoes are on your feet because I really prefer that you do this work in your bare feet to grip the floor, to use the muscles in your feet. That is so important in terms of your overall function. You have no idea how many weird gait problems are associated with the weirdness of our shoes. Shoes are weird. Let me just say. Okay, down on the floor now. Let's do that bird dog crunch again. Ready? Hands underneath your shoulders. Hips and knees in line. Extend the right arm out, the left leg back, and crunch for 15 seconds up underneath that body. Elbow to knee, then stretch. Elbow to knee and stretch. Squeeze and stretch. You are doing great. A couple more. Now switch. Other side. Nice. Last one that you're on, and let's do the ceiling stomp with the right leg. So your left leg is stable. Extend that right leg up so that the thigh is parallel to the floor. Flex your foot. Stomp the ceiling for 30 seconds. Move slowly in the beginning. As I said before, remember, the beginning of every move, even for very experienced exercisers, your balance might be off a little bit in one day. So always move slowly to start. Make sure you get your bearings before you start really pushing the envelope and doing the hard work in terms of the dynamic component, right? 8 seconds. You are doing so well, and we've only got one move left. Okay, down for that last plank. You'll finish up right just past 14 minutes. We'll be on to the rest of your day. Now, let's get started with that plank corkscrew. Go. Or corkscrew plank, actually, is what I typically call it. So tomorrow will be level 5. We'll be using the same 5 moves same 6 moves as we did today and the previous days of this week. And tomorrow is level 5, which means it will be the hardest version for the week. And of course, we'll start again with a new series on Monday. You are all set. I thank you so much for sticking with me through this 14-minute equipment-free workout. You do not need the gym. Do not feel guilty about skipping the gym if you join me every morning here at InShape-Fitness.com. Have a wonderful day. I will see you later.